Hi guys, welcome back to Miscellaneous Pleasures. Today I am back with season 1 episode 4 of Dark. I do know that season 1 episode 3 is not yet up on the channel. I mean, it is up on the channel, but it is blocked due to copyright claims, and hopefully it will be up on the channel in about, by 13th of November, let's say. So, yeah, but still I'm doing Dark season 1 episode 4 because to be fair, I do have I just finished season 1 episode 4 of Queen's Gambit yesterday. I'm doing Dark today, and hopefully I'm also doing Stranger Things, all 4 episodes. So once that is out of the way, or probably season 1 episode 4 of Stranger Things tomorrow, because I do have a football video that is pending for a while. There are topics that have been pending for like a couple of weeks, and then there are topics that have been pending for like 3 or 4 days. So I do have to get that done sometime. So probably today. What else? Uh, yeah, let's just get into Dark because last episode we had. I'm just looking at my notes to see if anything clicks. Yeah, we had a 1986 centric episode. Predominantly, it was 1986. But even though it was titled as past and present, it did not really have any 2019 in it per se. Uh, it had a lot of characters of 2019, their younger selves in there. So it's interesting. Uh, we had the beautiful lyrics of my aim, my only aim is to take many lives, the more the better I feel. Uh, I did not search that song. I should have. I completely forgot. And talking of songs, the last song, or basically the song that plays when they're showing 2019 and 1986 characters, that song is absolutely fantastic. Just like the opening song, the goodbye song, this song is called Familiar, and it is sung by, I forgot her name. I think it's Agnes something. And I mean, it's just beautiful. Like, I also found out that that song is sung by the same person, the male as well as the female parts, which was weird because I was like, there is no way she's singing both. And I then watched the YouTube video of her live performance, and I mean, wow, like unbelievable. It was just beautiful. So yeah. What else? We saw Helga before dementia, and we also saw Helga's father, who was running the power plant, or at least he was, I think, the owner or something like that of the power plant, because Claudia was the person who started on that job on that day, I mean, in 1986. So yeah, so that was interesting, and he came up with a couple of gems. What we know is a drop, that line, and there was another line regarding fear. So all in all, I mean, I don't have much to say. Yeah, I have written TV speech guy, and that was the guy who also wrote the book. So he gives TV speeches. He has written that book, A Journey Through Time. I'm actually quite hesitant to call it or to say it in German. It's Eine Reise durch die Zeit. I hope I'm saying it right. But he's also the guy who was, I think he was making the time machine, or was he fixing the time machine, or he was doing something with that. I'm calling it a time machine because I think that's a time machine, and that was the one that the stranger had. So, yeah, I hope we get to see more of that guy because I, for some reason, thought that that was just another person of that era just talking about science stuff. I did not actually realize that they had filmed it for the show, and it wasn't just random thing that was running in the TV in the 80s in Germany. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into this episode. Here we go. It's called Double Lives. That was a weird starting. And I actually want to talk about it. And since I'm sorry for pausing, but since this song is anyways not going to be part of the reaction, so I thought I might as well just mute it and then talk about the show and then unmute it so that I could use this time to actually talk about stuff. I mean, anyways, I'm going to release two parts, so I guess this is fine. Or I'll just raise it up. Anyways, the point was, uh, yeah, they're talking about black holes and they showed like this tattoo guy. Have you seen that tattoo guy before, or was he the stranger one? That was weird. And then they showed this symbol, the triangle. I mean, I don't know what to call it. Basically, three Ebolas, not Ebola. What's it called as? Oh shit, I forgot maths. Oh, three ellipses. Shit. Three ellipses, sort of like a, yeah, sort of like a 120-degree lines, three lines. I don't know what to call it. And yeah, there was some door, maybe the door of the blue room with something written. I didn't catch what was written there. And yeah, that was weird. And there was this weird sort of commentary going on. I think it was a scientist guy because the sound sort of, the voice sort of matches. He was talking about black holes and how we don't know if time and space, what happens to time and space in a black hole or when it goes through a black hole. And he essentially was talking, the thing I actually wanted to talk about was he was talking about uh, is the present influenced by things happening in the future? So, I mean, we obviously know that Mikkel is in the past now. From 2019, he has gone to 1986. And we have already seen him interact with a policeman. He has interacted with Jonas's grandmother. He has interacted with, I mean, I wouldn't call it interaction, what happened in that episode's last scene with Ulrich and this guy. But yeah, so are they basically hinting at the fact that there's a different timeline now? And that, because the future has, effectively a person from the future, from 1986 point of view, has gone to 1996, essentially to the past. And they're already now talking about how this influences that. Yeah, this is interesting. I'm not gonna lie, this is very interesting. I have remembered to unmute it. Yeah, this is interesting. And because I call it double lives, I have a very weird feeling about this episode. Doppelleben. Who is?
Wo ist mein roter Lippenstift?
Oh, the sister. Okay. Oh, she's.
Vielleicht kannst du die beiden da oben verarschen. Mit deinen runden Kulleaugen und deiner mitleidserregenden Taubstummnummer. Aber mich verarschst du nicht.
She is not? Or you? Oh my.
Ist dein Ranzen gepackt? Ich fahre den.
I like her.
Soll ich dich auch
The sister.
Bin ich ein Baby oder was?
Zu Stromausfällen gekommen.
What's going on? Did she like find something?
Versichern jedoch, der Ursache auf den Grund zu gehen. Uns bitten in
Oh.
der Zwischenzeit weitere Vorfälle
Okay, so the power cuts and stuff is gaining news attention then. That's cool. Achtung will. Oh, his sister, like, okay, it did say some wildlife camera or something, right? So she's taking the chip out of it, memory card, I'm guessing, to view the recordings. That's weird. This seems such a weird place. I don't know the geography of that.
Ich habe etwas beschlagnahmt, das ein
He
gewaltiger
did not
Unterschied.
steal. I mean, they both are not wrong technically, but I guess the police do have the authority to take stuff without like permission and things like that. Oh, I don't have a good feeling about this anymore. And he's looking at his watch as if he already knew this was going to happen. This is bad. If this guy isn't a good guy, because we don't know anything about this guy,
Okay.
this could be trouble.
Magnus, das ist nicht deine Klasse. Wollen Sie nicht weitermachen?
You can just enter classes that you're not part of and
Ist eine spezielle
not be asked to leave.
Mittelachse, an der sich
That's
das
cool.
spiegelt. Die Wiederholung geht also von einer imaginären Mitte aus.
I mean, this education system in India is completely different
Gesetzte Richtung.
to other parts of the world.
Stellen da verweist darauf
So all these things are kind of new for me.
finde Ereignisse. So wird zum Beispiel der Hungertod von Ottilie bereits im 3. Kapitel des 1. Teils vorbereitet, also auf ihre große Mäßigkeit im Essen und Trinken hingewiesen. Und dieser Hinweis, der wird sogar später nochmal wiederholt.
Ich müsste mal auf Toilette.
Ja, ja klar.
With your bag. And he's leaving immediately, and this, all of these things do not raise any questions to anybody. I mean, I haven't seen anybody following anybody else worse than this.
Die sind untypisch für die Art.
Is the stranger following him? Oh, please don't kill this guy. I've already seen a death yesterday in the TV show.
Sehr gut.
This eye patch guy feels. I mean, yeah, we just literally saw him being asked to do the database thing for the last 15 years. Oh, I mean, I was about to say that that sort of a zoom was this guy's car. Okay, this is. So this guy is involved in the. What? No way. Wait, was that red soil? I mean, are you kidding me? This guy is crying again. Like, what's going on?
Charlotte, ist alles okay?
An dem Abend, als Mikkel verschwunden ist, hast du angerufen. Ich hatte einen Anruf in Abwesenheit. Und
Ich habe nie gefragt, was du wolltest. Was wolltest du?
Ich weiß nicht, ich
Oh
wollte
no.
nur Bescheid geben, dass ich später aus der Praxis komme.
Guy is lying again.
Nichts Besonderes.
Or rather, lying for the first time, but
am Montag warst du die ganze Zeit in der Praxis.
lying.
Ja,
Bad.
Protokolle geschrieben. Diesen Abend bis
I can't believe it.
verzählt.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
Nichts.
Yeah, I
Ich
call
wollte mir was
BS.
in die Praxis schicken lassen und ich habe es total
Like-
vergessen. Ich wollte fragen, ob es angekommen ist.
I don't see this guy as a criminal mastermind who has killed people, I'm sorry, or kidnapped
Okay.
kids. This guy feels like
Okay.
he'll probably hurt a bird or a dog by mistake and cry about it for weeks. And he's already crying for something. I mean, yeah, that's kind of weird, yes, but I don't buy this. What's that? What's a red rope? Oh. I have been having somewhat of a good slash bad time with these predictions. I think I made one prediction effectively yesterday, which I wanted to be wrong but turned out to be right. I have a feeling that Elizabeth is going to go missing because this happens in shows every bloody time, right? Parent basically goes that, you know what, after school I'll pick you up, and they get busy with something like Charlotte has been busy with this thing now, and then the kid like waits for some time, and then either like somebody asks like, yeah, this person, this Yasin's, I don't know, it's her mother probably, her asking Elizabeth, offering her help and her declining it makes me actually almost certain that she's gonna go missing. He's a young kid, fits the profile in a way of Mikkel, as well as, I mean, I don't know how old Eric was. I don't know if he was as old as Jonas and others. He was, not sure. And then the kid that's there and who we have no idea who he is, he also seems young. So maybe there's a connection like that, and yeah, I don't have good feelings about this. And this episode has been kind of focused on this whole family, her husband, and both the kids. So bad omen. Wait, what? I mean, yeah, at this point, I'm probably going to accept anything that happens in this show. Like, they both were having arguments. And even though I have seen like a couple of instances of maybe them liking each other, but this is not something that I expected. Especially after an argument. And this guy doesn't feel like a dementia person for me. Like, even though he's been saying these things, which, you know, if you kept saying for the rest of your life, you kept saying, you know, it's going to happen again, it's going to happen again, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, it's going to happen again. The ending is the beginning is the ending. Stuff like this. Invariably, people are going to assume that you have basically lost your mind. And maybe he's doing it on purpose. Maybe he wants to be seen as this crazy person who is, you know, who has dementia, who has basically lost all senses, all control of his brain, mind, and stuff. But the way he, you know, these things that he does, like, I don't know. I don't know, do people act like this? Do patients act like this? Is this a normal thing? Doesn't feel normal to me. I feel like he's a man on a mission. An old man on a mission, but still. Oh, wait, she saw that from a car? I mean, wow, but that sucks. That's definitely Elizabeth's, and it was taken. And I'm right for the second day running. Man. Their marriage has been obviously bad. Their first daughter seems to have strong opinions about this whole situation. Strong. Thankfully, I noticed. So yeah, obviously their first daughter seems to have some strong opinions about the situation, and the second daughter is Singh. This is probably going to bring these two people together, and that sucks. I mean, anyways, I don't think they are going to be together because this guy apparently is gay, which I did not see coming. But he is, so yeah. So the marriage is never going to work out. And Jonas obviously was unsuccessful in his attempt to find anything inside the caves. I mean, the cave It's literally like a maze or something, because how difficult can it be to find bloody something in a cave? Feels like, unless it's a very big cave, it's like a maze. It'd be easy. And she shouted at her the last time she saw her. Oh, this is bad. This is just worse than bad. So basically, this guy, what's his name? Magnus. Magnus was feeling guilty about a different thing when Mikkel got missing, and she is going to feel guilty about something entirely different when her sister has gone missing. And yeah, there are all these parallels between people. We obviously saw a parallel where Ulrich's father was cheating on his wife in 86, and Ulrich is cheating on his wife in 2019. Capital who what? Huh? Like, his statements have meanings, right? If you take them in isolation, you forget that this guy has dementia, then his statements do have meanings, which is, oh, she's not taken. Yes, oh, wait, but that doesn't make sense. She wasn't taken, then where was she? What? Exactly. What? That's a pocket. What? Noah. He gave a pocket watch to her mother? I mean, yeah, she's going to be. She is at the end of the day a sister, so. Right, she's going to be worried about her disappeared. What? Oh, come on. She's your sister. She's not like some entirely different person. What happened to this guy? For Charlotte or Charlotte. Okay. That watch has her name inscribed in it? That's weird. Wait, what? Oh, please don't. Oh, what is he doing? This guy, and he's back at it again. He has to stop. To stop him. Wait, this guy knows about Noah? Oh, this full episode has been weird. This is Yasin, right? Oh no, this guy is obviously going to be taken. He's obviously saying statements like I can go to my school on my own, and he's doing it, and he's obviously going to be taken. Certain of it. Noah sent me. I obviously made the fucking mistake of not. Oh, I forgot to unmute it again. What an idiot. Okay, so that's dumb me strikes again. But yeah, so now this editing is going to be a nightmare, I'm guessing. Okay. Okay. I mean, yeah. Well. Anyways, so the point is, I do have some things to talk about. And I'm now going to make sure that I do talk about them in detail because I messed up the reaction, at least part of it. I was going to write something down about the stranger coming to Eunice's room, but it went out of my mind. Uh, yeah, it went out of my mind. There was something. I mean, I've written down one path which is predetermined. There was some commentary that was going on behind, running through the scene. But there was something else I was going to write. I was going to write regarding not coming to my mind. We saw the stranger in the room, and I thought that he was going to kill him. Kill him, I mean, stranger going to kill Jonas. Just for a second before I saw him take the map out. I'm guessing. I mean, we obviously would have been shown if he had taken the map with him, but we weren't. We saw him mark something. So I'm guessing he marked the map or the path in the map for the where is the crossing question mark. Maybe that's what he was doing. Obviously, Yasin is definitely taken by the guy who said Noah sent me. So we obviously heard of Noah's name for the first time in this episode. He's like a just another name for me. I mean, I don't have any like. Is there any significance to that name in the show's context? Because I don't think so. We haven't heard the name before, definitely. So yeah. So obviously, one hood guy is working with Noah, and we have a stranger who is also a hood guy, but I don't think he's working with Noah because whenever we have seen the stranger, we have also seen a hood guy in the same episode. They always seem to be in different positions, different places. So I think that's a deliberate attempt at them trying to show that there are two hood guys, two different hood guys, not just one. Yeah, this is bugging me now. I can't seem to remember what I'm going to write down. I have to probably look back at that scene again because we had this. Oh my god, so sorry. Just tired and sleepy now. We basically had. He was talking something about some Ariadne. I just got that one word because Ariadne is something I know from Inception. That girl in Inception, her name was Ariadne. Yeah, he's talking about some Ariadne and how we. I don't know, was he saying something like how we'd like to know our destination or something? Hmm. I don't know. I felt like he mentioned something which clicked something on my brain, but I can't figure it out now. So, anyways, Yasin is taken, right? Yasin is taken, and Elizabeth was supposed to be taken. I think. I mean, what happened with Elizabeth? Because that doesn't make sense to me. who is this Noah guy? Because if Noah is a bad guy, then he should be taking Elizabeth, not returning her, especially with a pocket watch for her mother. Yeah, this whole thing doesn't make sense to me. There are a lot of parts about this episode that don't make sense to me. Like, for instance, let's take Magnus and Franziska, right? I don't know how much of their parts in this episode are part of the reaction. So, we basically saw this was this unbelievable scene for me where Magnus is like entering a class which he isn't part of. Is that like, do people do that in Germany or other countries? I don't know. So he does that, comes in, and teacher asks him a question, and he's like, "You can continue if you want," or something like that. And then Francesca looks at her phone and leaves, giving an excuse of washroom where she's also taking her bag with her. And then Magnus follows her, and nobody seems to question any of those things. And then obviously we see him following her for some reason which I couldn't place, because he can't possibly be thinking that she was a suspect or anything. Doesn't matter what she was doing on that night on that place, because she wasn't part of any of the Mikkel disappearance, which, yeah, which was weird for me at the time. And then he obviously comes back, still follows her to whatever she was doing. That, I don't know that activity's name. I have no idea what that activity is. I've seen it before, but I don't know what its name is. Uh, and then he like goes inside the girls' washroom where she is changing or about to change. And he's also taken her money previously, which he kind of returns, asking questions like, "Do you do drug selling? Are you a drug dealer or something? Why do you have that money? What were you doing?" Stuff like that, which is, to be fair, Frank, none of his business. And they have this argument about, that the whole city, whole town, people are lying. And he says, "You're a liar too." And then she goes on about her family's problems to him, and they start kissing. Like, these sort of events, I mean, I wouldn't have predicted these sort of events even after clues like 9 out of 10 times. I mean, what the hell? People are arguing and they start kissing each other. Does that make sense to people? Like, I don't know. That was one thing weird about this episode. I mean, I had already talked about how I felt that they both were attracted to each other, or I felt that at different moments of time where I felt that they were attracted to each other. But this turn of events was something that I did not expect. Uh, the next thing I want to get into is the black hole speech that the guy gave at the beginning of the episode, where he basically questioned, is the past influenced by the future or the present? The same guy basically gave a commentary at the end of the episode saying that there is only one path, it is predetermined. So, did Mikkel always disappear? Is that what always happened? Like, is it a closed loop? And if it's a closed loop, then whatever is happening has always happened. So, people who are time traveling, they have already time traveled before. So, yeah, the only thing with time travel is that if you time travel, you don't know if you're changing the history or not. You obviously think that you're changing the history because you're. It's like the thing with the closed loop is, if you know of time travel and if you can perform it, and you also know of a closed loop sort of scenario, what it basically questions is your ability to make decisions for yourself. Like, if I decide to stay hungry, right? Let's say I don't eat my dinner today and I don't eat my breakfast tomorrow. That's a decision I'm taking. Let's imagine that in this position, I also happen to know of time travel, I can perform it, and I do know that it's a closed loop. So the question that arises in me is, this decision that I've taken to not eat my dinner today and not eat my breakfast tomorrow, is that decision taken by the historical me, or is it a decision I am taking for myself? It's sort of, yeah, that's a weird conundrum to have. I mean, I'm giving an example which is quite insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but the other decisions of life, and if you, let's say, decide to not take a college and take some other college, did you always take that some other college? All the, like, yeah, this is weird. I mean, it's a very wonderful thing to talk about effectively, but yeah, I don't know if this show is going to go down that route of one path which is predetermined. But if it does do that, there are no, I mean, there will be thrills, but this is going to be very interesting to watch because it's a time travel show, and till now it hasn't disappointed me, but it hasn't actually excited me too. Like, I'm not excited by this show yet, but I do like a lot of aspects of this show. I feel like it's laying the foundations. So I'm taking it in, obviously. Another very significant thing that happened in this episode, obviously, because this episode was centered around that whole family, was the guy, Peter Doppler. Before the start of this episode, if you had asked me, what are your opinions on Peter Doppler, I would have said, you know what, that guy was crying for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. That's all I would have said. And if you had asked me if that guy was a bad guy or a good guy, I would have said, definitely bad. Definitely good guy, sorry. Definitely good guy, because he looks harmless. He's crying and he looks harmless, and whenever he talks to Charlotte, calls her, he's like, I have to tell you something, and crying. And yes, that does point to, something that he did bad, probably feels bad about it himself and wants to confess or something. Maybe that's the deal. Did he, like, I don't know, this is a wild theory, right? I'm pretty sure this is not going to happen. But did he, like, run over Mikkel or something? When Mikkel was, like, running away because of that sound, him and Jonas obviously got separated. He basically ran into the road and got hit by the car. But yeah, that doesn't make sense to me because that happened at precisely 10:13. It happened at 10:13, right? In the first episode. Or 10:14, let's say, even if the running would have taken a minute, that would have happened at 10:14 or 10:15. And this guy's car was, I think, spotted at about 9:30, 9:35 or something like that in that wildlife camera. And I'm pretty sure the whole, like, distance wouldn't have taken 45 minutes or 40 minutes. Yeah, that's a wild theory that doesn't make sense to me too. But, did he do something like that where, he did not actually mean to do some harm, but he ended up doing it anyways? But this whole episode, basically, that's what I'm telling you. This whole episode was like basically, if they could have, they would have. It basically shouted at the audience, telling, what, this guy's a bad guy, this guy's a bad guy, this guy is definitely a bad guy. They first had that photograph, and then him lying about what he was doing at that time. And then there was a red soil. Then there was another instance where he deflected the point. And then there was this Charlotte was talking to this person. Was he a client of yours and stuff like that? And she basically said, no, I haven't seen him in a year, which actually in this situation is a bad answer for Charlotte because she actually, I don't think, wants him to be the bad guy. But if he does turn out to be the bad guy, then yeah, this episode basically made sure that that's probably going to be true. Yeah, we had that beginning is the ending is the beginning line a couple of times in the show, which again hints at a closed loop, because in a closed loop, you don't know, like, if I time travel to the past, then you don't know if that decision that I have taken or that movement that I have made has already happened or is happening for the first time. And if it's happening for the first time, then it's obviously not a closed loop. But if it's happening, it's already happened, then that time travel is not going to affect the timeline at all. So yeah, I have written red rope. Red rope. What is red rope? Oh, red rope. Yeah, 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 yeah. Jonas went to the cave and came back and had that red rope. I mean, at that time I have written red rope, but now I know that it's probably the stranger giving him some sort of a signal. Like, he's obviously marking the map now in the night when Jonas is sleeping. So, and we already saw him at the beginning when he was like looking at his watch, and when Jonas was going into the cave, as if he already knew that was going to happen. And Jonas came back to find that red rope in his bicycle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the stranger giving him some sort of a signal of sorts. Uh, yeah, nothing else to talk about. I've already written, I mean, I have written about the eye patch guy, but yeah, I don't think he's significant because I just wrote his name, and when there was this discussion about some work that he had been given, some looking at the database, missing person database, and he was actually interested in doing something else, looking at tire tracks or something. Yeah, I felt that was weird, but nothing else. I think that's insignificant. So yeah, so this has been a good episode. I feel like, yeah, this episode, I mean, obviously has raised questions, right? Has obviously raised questions, but I wasn't really into the episode. For some reason, I mean, I felt I was. I mean, I'm not going to say that this episode was absolutely rubbish. Obviously not. But this episode felt like a character building sort of thing. Where basically, the first episode was a character building sort of thing, where we saw some people and we saw their character depth in a way, few characters. And then the second episode basically used that development and had a good 45-50 minutes of story in it. And then this episode, I feel like we obviously got into the depths of characters that we did not go into depths before. People like the Doppler family, basically, all four of them. I mean, we did not even see the younger sister till now. So yeah, so this felt more like a character building, laying the platform sort of episode. Unlike the last one, which even though it was sort of character building and stuff like that, but it had good elements to it in my opinion. It gave some like insight into the people that we were watching. And yeah, this episode was probably a 7.5 to 8 for me. The first 3 episodes or first 4 episodes combined is probably an 8.2-ish, 8.2, 8.3. I hope it gets to that 8.99, 9.5 sort of level. Like Game of Thrones was. Game of Thrones still season 6 was a 9.5 for me. And if I look back at it now, I'm probably going to give it a 9 for the overall show. So yeah, I hope the next episode is a good one. And yeah, I'm going to get into the football video now, definitely. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you so much, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and you know, stay with the channel because a lot of good content coming up. So that's all. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.